What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm back here at Jaguar of Sarasota checking out possibly the last of the combustion engine F Pace. This is 2025 Jaguar F Pace P400 Sports Dynamic SE, and today I'm going to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out as far as the design, powertrain, technology, and the test drive. So if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on that bell notification ring bell. Now let's get back to this. So here it is, guys, 2025 Jaguar F Pace. Sadly, possibly the last of the combustion engine Jaguar F Paces, because Jaguar claims that it sticks to its plan to have all of their vehicles fully electric in 2025, even despite all of this turmoil with electric vehicles not selling, companies having huge losses with production of it. So hopefully they're going to turn around and they're going to come up with something else. But let's take a look and see what we have. This is 2025 model year. It is competing in the compact SUV segment among vehicles like the BMW X3 and the Mercedes-Benz GLC, Audi Q5. So let's take a look in the front end. I like the front end. It's got a nice long hood with this bulge right here in the middle. The lights are big. They have the Jaguar LED technology. You have this J-shaped daytime running lights and the turn signals. And if you scroll down all the way down right here to the bottom of the bumper, you see a set of fog lamps. Now, very aggressive as far as the design of it. You have this huge air dams right here, and you have some openings to make this vehicle more aerodynamics for a better performance. And right here you have this big piano black grille, front view camera, Jaguar logo. Everything down here at the bottom is also finished up in the piano black. We have three different engine choices. Underneath this hood, we have a 6-cylinder engine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is an inline 6, 3-liter turbocharged and supercharged engine producing 395 horsepower and 405 foot-pounds of torque, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. This vehicle is an all-wheel drive one. As far as the rest of the setup underneath the hood, you have the hood strut, some sound insulation, and double latches. And as far as the other two engine options, one of them is P250, which is the 4-cylinder engine, and the P575 with a fire-breathing V8, 575 horsepower. I'm excited, but I will bring you that vehicle in a separate video. I promise you that. Let's take a look at the rest of the design. I like the overall shape of this vehicle. Very nice, sporty, and aggressive. As far as the wheel setup on this one, we have 20-inch wheels. 255 by 50 is the size of the tires. Big calipers, big rotors in the back for that performance stopping power. We also have this piano black trim right here on the side, and then we have the black mirrors, blind spot assist, turn signal indicators, and the side view camera. Down underneath you have a little bit of this piano black trim piece, kind of breaking it up a little bit, and everything around the windows is also piano black. That is also the case with the low profile roof rails that we have on top. Overall, a good looking vehicle. And in case I haven't mentioned the color, they call it Eiger Grey, a really cool looking kind of a liquid steel color. We have this large gate spoiler with a third brake light. This is all LED. I kind of wish that they hid this wiper underneath here. There's definitely plenty of room for that. Then you have another jumping kitty right here with the Jaguar spelled out. Nice big LED lights with the turn signals, reverse lights, the whole 9 yards. And right here at the bottom, you have piano black, again, kind of tying it all together with the front and the side of the vehicle. You have the dual exhaust and the parking sensors. And before I open this up and see how much cargo space there is, let's hear how it sounds. purrs like a kitten. Let's take a look and see as far as the cargo space in here. So we have about 32 cubic feet of cargo space that's going to extend to almost 70 once you fold down the seats. And as you can see, the seats are 40-20-40 configuration, but when they fold down, let me show you this. First of all, you need to get this cargo cover, you know, off, and if you're tall enough, you're going to be able to actually push this and yeah, I'm almost there. Okay, and the front seat unfortunately is in the way, but you kind of get an idea. So they open up 60-40, and you can open up this middle piece by itself, so in case you're carrying skis or anything longer, you can do that. Decent cargo space for the size of the vehicle. You have this cargo cover right underneath here, the cargo mat, and you have a spare tire. Yes, you do. It's a temporary spare tire, but it is there for those of you who enjoy having the ability to change the tire rather than waiting for the roadside assistance. What else we have? Oh yeah, look at this. We can fold down the seats from here. Check this out. This is so much easier. You also have the 12-volt power outlet, some illumination, and that is all we have inside. Let's take a look and see what we have for passengers. But before we get into it, let's talk about the dimensions. It's 186 inches long, it's 81 inches wide, and it's about 65 inches tall. So that should give you a general idea. This is not the largest SUV. Once you open the door, here's the door panel. This is all premium. This is all covered with the leather or some soft touch materials. You also have this polished aluminum textured trim that's looking really good. Meridian sound. You have the window control, of course, some storage underneath here, and another speaker at the bottom. Now we have the grained leather seats. This is not man-made leather. This is real leather. It comes from cows, I believe, right? And we have this middle console with cup holders. You have a slight, or actually you have a big bump right here in the middle, and then two USB Type-C port, 12-volt power adapter. You do have your own vents for the back. You have some cargo netting in the back of both driver and passenger seat, and a large panoramic sunroof. Also some illumination above the seats. Let me jump inside, see if I can even fit in here. So let's check this out, guys. 8.4 inches of ground clearance, so there is a step, but not bad at all. Now, as far as the legroom, we have about 37 inches, and what that means, I'm 6 foot tall adult. This seat is adjusted to my regular driving position, and my knees are resting on the back of this seat, so a little bit tight, but not horrible. I can probably ask the driver, if they're nice, to kind of move up a little bit, and it's going to be okay. Pretty deep footwells. My feet fit underneath the seat pretty nicely. Headroom, well, about 1.5 inches above my head, and plenty of shoulder room, so no complaints as far as the shoulder room. But let's see what's going on in the front. And of course, before we get inside, our quality sound check. Let's take a listen. Boom! The doors are nice and heavy. They seem like they're very well put together. On the interior here, again, we have all of this nice materials, premium materials that are being used. You have the same trim as in the back. Meridian stereo. You have the 3 memory seat settings, window, mirror, lock control, some more storage at the bottom of it, another speaker, and plenty of adjustments for the seats. Both driver and passenger seats are power adjusted, of course. Underneath this floating console, you have a tiny little bit of room to store some extra items in here. And as far as the seats, you have this jumping kitty again right here, and the seats are nicely profiled, but not too aggressive. Of course, this is real leather, a lot of perforations. You have some contrast stitching. You have some different design of it. A very good looking vehicle. Let me show you the rest of this interior. And check this out. On the interior, it feels like in a sports car. It really does. I like the design of it. It's very classy. It's very sporty as well. Again, everything here is wrapped with leather. You have some contrast stitching. That includes the dashboard. You have some vents, of course. 2 in the middle there, and yes, you do have a head-up display. Right now I can see the speedometer and the gear indicator, but I'm pretty sure you can change up some of the settings. But take a look at this steering wheel. This is definitely a homage to the racing heritage. It's thicker in the right spaces. It has some stitching on the inside. It even has this wine right here in the middle to make sure that you know which direction, not which direction, but how straight this vehicle is, basically. And right on both sides you have some polished aluminum trim, and we have this touch buttons basically with some haptic feedback. So This is your safety systems. Right now, press and hold to open driver assistant. That's basically what shows up in the middle of the infotainment system. And then we have the custom, low, or high. The high would, I think, would turn all of the systems on, so speed limit warning, forward collision warning, lane keep assistant, etc. We also have the scroll up and down feature with the OK to select phone button and the voice control. On the right hand side, we have the heated steering wheel, lane keep assist. We also have the cruise control settings and of course the adaptive cruise control settings. Jaguar again right in the middle there. Look at the pedal shifters, how big they are, and this is the real metal. This is not plastic looking, or it's not metal looking plastic, but it is the real metal. They are steering wheel mounted, so not column mounted, and you have the fully digital instrument cluster. Let's see what's going on. This is nice and classic look of it. On the right hand side you have a tachometer, left hand side you have a speedometer, goes up to 170 miles an hour, at the bottom of which you'll have the fuel gauge and the temperature, of course the odometer right at the bottom. And here you can change this out. So here's your info panel, which is the one in the middle, and we can change this out. Right now you have the trip A, you can see the driver assistance features, empty panel if you wanted to, you have media and navigation. So those are your choices here, and if you leave navigation in here, this is how it looks. Pretty cool, right? So let's go back to the settings, and we have the display layout. So 2-dial, you can also change it to 1-dial, map, media, driver assistance. Kind of curious how the 1-dial looks. In the middle and on the side you have the map. That's also a pretty good look. You have the speed displayed right in the middle. But anyways, you get the point. You have a lot of customization options, and then you can change this left info panel, right info panel, display layout, etc. So we're going to go back to the 2-dial layout, and trip selection, you have the head-up display settings. So you have a lot of different customizations options that you can do. So enable head-up display, brightness, position, and the content, and let's see what we can display here. So we have the driver assistance, traffic sign recognition, media and phone, navigation if we wanted to. Right now the only gear state is on, and of course the speed. So a lot of options here. Vehicle settings, again, tire pressure, TPMS, load settings, show warnings, and that is it. This is your instrument cluster. Let's move on to the infotainment system. So you have the newest 11.4-inch screen, kind of curved if you're looking at it. I like the brightness of it. This is of course the PV Pro connected, and this is your home screen right here. So this is where it starts off. Navigation, phone, media, those are your 3 shortcuts right in the first screen. Let's see what the navigation looks like. Pretty bright. I like the visibility of it. And then here's your phone. You can add device, of course. Here's your media settings. So as far as the sources, you have the Sirius XM, FM, and AM, and of course the Bluetooth devices. And then other settings, plenty of them. Navigation, account, seats. Take a look at the seats. Okay, there's a shortcut to that screen. I'm going to show you that in a bit, but that displays that my seat right now is cooling, and you have the options to make it into a heated seat, not in the summertime. So the 3 stages up, 3 stages down basically. You also have the massage feature on the seat. You can turn this on, and you have the wave massage, up massage, down, upper back, lower back. Ooh, we're gonna do the lower back on 3. There you go. I'm gonna leave it on for the duration of this review, so I'm gonna de-stress. But you can do it for both of the seats. Turn it on, turn it off. You know, that's how you do it. Go back, energy impact. See, AC is taking out the most. So it's telling you of what's taking the most out of the energy of this vehicle. Driving style, you know, it's hard to say because this vehicle is brand new. It's got 9 miles on it. So it hasn't really learned the driver. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, wireless, of course, both. You have the Eco Data Dynamic Eye. Let's see, this is where you can change the settings for the engine, steering, gear shift, suspension. Okay, from comfort to dynamic. You have the stopwatch, lap times, and G-meter. So all you want, if you want to do some more aggressive driving, pedal graph reset. You have the low traction lounge, so in case you are in snow or mud or on a slippery road, that's what you can set up. All surface information. All right, so we have the drive info. Right now, it looks like we're in a rear-wheel drive. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle, so it's going to turn it on as needed. You have the JDC info, so Jaguar Dynamic Control, I believe that's what it's, yeah, the Jaguar Drive Control, that's what it stands for. You have the Dynamic Mode, Comfort, Eco, and you have the ADSR mode, so that monitors the surface conditions, automatically adapts the vehicle to it, and that's it. Then I'll show you where that is changed in just a moment, but that's basically what your infotainment system looks like. Let's put it in reverse and let's take a look at this rear view camera. I like the quality of it. You have the top-down view, of course, the active trajectory lines. As I move my camera around, you can see that. And there's your parking assist right here, some settings for the camera display. There's even a bug that's flying over here. There you go, it went in the back. Oh, it's amazing. You can see all the details on it. But overall, a good looking camera. I kind of wish that I would take out the entire screen. Not sure why manufacturers are doing it. They have all this real estate and they're just using a slight piece of it. And there you go. So now you can see the vehicle from the different angles if you wanted to. That's from the outside in, and of course from the inside out. Okay, different angles as far as the back, as far as the front of this vehicle. And then again, here we are. If I wave, will it show me? Nope, because this is just a projection of the vehicle. Okay, let's go back to the home screen. We're done with the infotainment system, and here is another screen. This is, again, all the touch buttons with the haptic feedback and multi-function dials, as we've seen on the Jaguar and Land Rover. So right now, we're setting up the temperature, right? So this is the dual zone temperature control in here. If I push this, I'm going to the seat configuration, and it's going to show me that, hey, the seats are being ventilated or the seats are being heated. You can see, if I don't want that anymore, I'm going to pull this whole thing up, and this is my fan control, all right? So I like this feature. I like how Jaguar Land Rover are doing this. So it saves room, it doesn't clutter it up. As long as you learn how to do it, you're good. Another shortcuts for here, for the climate control, max AC, max front window defogger. Jaguar, established 1933 as a brand, although the first Jaguar vehicle, as I mentioned before, was actually built in 1922. And here it is. Here's your wireless charger. Okay, here's your gear shifter. This is where you change your gears. So you push this, and then we change the gears to the dynamic, eco, slippery, and sport. Now let's take a look what's going on once I do that. Look at this. This is on the inside. This is in the track mode or dynamic mode confirm. I actually like that. Nice and red. We switch it to comfort. It kind of mellows down. Eco. This is going to give us in the green hues. Yep. And then here's your automatic adjustments for like the probably reduced power to launch the vehicle. Okay, so this is what's showing up on the screen. Let's go back in the middle here, and here we are. So in addition to that, we have crawl control, I believe. This is what it is. And the traction control off. A start stop button, volume mute button, 12-volt power outlet. Then we have cup holders, a bit more storage underneath here. Now let me see, because I didn't even notice if this one has that digital camera mirror. Doesn't look like it, but it does have the home link system underneath here. Frameless mirror. This is how you open or the shade from the roof, and that also can slide open. We have quite a bit of room. Wow, this panel is big. Let's see how far it opens up. Come on, you can do better than that. There you go. So you have a nice opening windscreen, and that lets tons of light inside of this panel. Let's actually close this off, otherwise you won't see Anything on the interior, but guys, we are done. Of course, let's see if there's illumination in the mirrors right here. Yep, illuminated mirrors. Then we're done with this interior. Okay, it's looking really good. Let's take it for a spin. And before we take it for a spin, let's take a look at the different models and pricing for 2025 Jaguar F Pace. So it starts at $57,000 according to the website. Of course, this is the 250, and if you build your own, let's see what choices we have. First of all, the F Pace R Dynamic S P250 gasoline. It's got 246 horsepower, 6.9 seconds 0 to 60. That starts at $57,000. If you go to the F Pace R Dynamic S 58,275. Now we have the P400 gas with the mild hybrid system. That's what I have. 5.1 seconds 0 to 60, 395 maximum horsepower. Then we have the F Pace SVR 575 edition. That's 575 horsepower basically. It says maximum power though 567, which I guess it was bumped up. The Range Rover SVR has 575, and I think for the last year they matched it, even though before the same engine was kind of detuned for the F Pace, sadly. But anyways, 3.8 seconds 0 to 60 on that one. I will bring that in a separate video. So we have the middle of the Range model, and that one starts at 66.5, and of course the SVR starts at 92.4. So big difference in pricing. Let's see how it drives. Now I have this open parking lot. I'm gonna attempt to turn this vehicle around between the cars that are parked here. Let's see if I'm going to be able to do that. Yeah, we're getting close. Nope, we have some smoke but no fire. All right, I have to get it closer to the row. I would think that we can make it full circle in this double row. Okay, turn it all the way around. All right, yes. Okay, so not bad. I like the feel. I like the overall feel, and you can feel the quality of build of the vehicle. We're not talking right now about the not breaking down, okay? We're talking about the build quality, how the vehicle feels when you're on the interior of it, and everything seems like it's put together very well. Of course, it's a brand new one, but let's see, you know, off the line acceleration right here. It goes. Okay, I have it in this dynamic mode, so we also have, you know, a little bit louder exhaust, and you can definitely hear that. And we're gonna go on the road to check this all out. I just wanna see the suspension, how that goes. Okay, so very little body roll. It's definitely on the more sportier side as far as the vehicle. I know you probably see a bunch of Lexuses here, and they have a Lexus dealership as well. And if you did it in, let's say, the RX on the NX, you'll feel definitely a lot more of a body roll. However, if you sit in it and for longer drives like in the Lexus, you'd be swimming in comfort basically, which this one is definitely on the stiffer side. Now the seats, like I mentioned, they're profiled, but they're not overly aggressive, so I can fit in here comfortably. You can hear this transmission shifting gears. We're going to see how it is merging in traffic. All right. Definitely feel it in the dynamic mode. There's no shortage of power, even though this is not the most powerful. This is not the top of the line. You can keep this in mind. But this inline six, turbocharged and supercharged, feels very capable. And that I mentioned that I have this lower back massage still going. I can definitely feel that, and definitely plenty of adjustments that you can make to the seat. They are on the tougher side. They're definitely firm. So if you're used to plush vehicles, you're not going to get the same softness in this Jaguar. So just keep that in mind if you're shopping for one. But the fun of driving, you know, the acceleration, the way that it hugs the corners. There's a road nearby that I usually take that have a few curves. We're going to be able to check that out definitely, how that behaves on the corners. But so far so good. You know, it's sad to see vehicles like this being discontinued. It's so much fun. And I know it's been around since 2016. It's been voted one of the best compact luxury SUVs for many years in a row. You know, the basic ones are the basic ones. The middle of the road, I think that's where the fun starts with this bigger motor. And of course, the SVRs are absolutely fabulous. So it's going to be sad to see them being discontinued. And Jaguar, you know, they said they're going to continue on their path to full electrification of their fleet, probably leaving this more space for their, you know, sibling, the Range Rover, Land Rovers. They're going to, you know, take over, and I don't know if they think that there's no space for two different brands with the combustion engine, so they're electrifying one and then leaving the other. But nevertheless, I think that they're going to come to their senses maybe in the next few years and see that, you know, what they're doing is really not worth it. Maybe this is the final attempt to save the brand, to rebrand it and say, okay, well, we're going to have the Jaguar, we're going to have the Land Rover, Range Rover, those are going to be the combustion engines, and then we're going to have Jaguar, that's going to be all electric fleet. I don't know. Be honest with you, I've tested the I Pace. It's fun, but would I buy it? Probably not. I guess we're going to get on throttle with this. We're at the complete stop. Let's go. $40, $50, $60. Wow. This thing flies. And yes, it's firm, you know, definitely on the suspension. It holds the vehicle on the ground. It's really, really good as far as driving dynamics. Definitely, they know what they're doing. It's lower to the ground. It's aerodynamic. It hugs the curves. I like it. So let's talk about the segment. We have, of course, Mercedes-Benz GLC. You know, that competes, the 300 competes with this P250, then the 43 competes with this one, and then we have the 63. So, I mean, we have three different segments of that. Same similar deal we have with the BMW, where they have the regular X3, and then, of course, the X3M at the top of the line. And then, you know, we also have the Alfa Romeo. Can't forget about that, Quadrifoglio especially. And they're nice cars. I mean, each of them is different. Each of them has their own clientele. But if you are looking for a luxury SUV, a compact SUV that is capable of, you know, nice acceleration and a very fun drive, then definitely check out that Jaguar. It may be your last chance to do that, and you might be a part of Jaguar history. You might be able to be like, hey, I got the last edition of this combustion engine with the Jaguar. So guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope you had fun watching it, and if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to take a look at the rest of my channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on that bell notification ring bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.